Hello? Is anyone there? Hey, what do you know? It's Nagatoro every week, kind of, sort of. We're back. It's Tectonic and Avenge. Say hi, Avenge.
We're back. It's been so long. It's been years. 10 years since our last podcast, since our last episode.
That's right. The manga one wasn't that long ago.
It's true. When was that? Was that the funny episode? Was that the episode we called like the Conqueror of Shambhala?
Yes, that was the Conqueror of Shambhala.
I can't believe we did that.
You wanted me to.
We both wanted to. This was not a singular effort from either of us.
I originally came up with it. I suggested it, and I was like, no, I probably shouldn't do that. But you were like, do it, and I was like, okay.
It was a great idea. Still love it. Stand by it. But here we are.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I don't regret it.
And there will be another. Mark my words. With how the manga's progressing right now, there will be another.
Yeah.
We're not here for the manga. We're not here for that.
No.
We're here for season 2 of Ijiranage Nagatoro-san.
Or as they like to call it, Ijiranage Nagatoro-san Second Attack.
Goddamn. How did they do it? How did they name them?
The Char's counterattack of the Nagatoro series. Yeah, this is... it's been over a year since... it's actually kind of closer to, I think, 2 years since the original manga or anime aired. So, this is kind of a long time coming.
I was honestly making a joke with that. I did not realize it had been that long. I was like, oh, it's been like maybe like a bit less than a year since we did the last one.
Yeah. Well, I assumed that that it would just be like a year out, but there wasn't any news for a really long time, and I think like this new season is being done by a completely different studio than the original.
I'll be honest, I didn't really notice that much. I didn't look up like anything about this beforehand. I just hit it raw.
Yeah, I mean, I did too. I just saw some rumblings in the lead up over the last couple of months or something, but I haven't really been following a lot of the anime production stuff. I guess to get this out of the way, even though I kind of glibly mentioned it in the intro, but yes, we know it's been 4 fucking weeks or whatever, how many long that it's been since the anime started. We're sorry. Originally there was a tentative plan to do one of these fucking things in person, but it just never really happened. Whatever, fuck it, whatever. And I don't know how they aired this, but I assumed that like maybe 1 or 2 episodes were already out, but apparently there's 4. The 4th one just aired, and we watched them all. We're gonna discuss all 4, and then we'll go back to the weekly format. That's how I'm deciding we're gonna do this, because I like doing the weekly thing, even though it's a slice of life gag manga, and there's only so much to talk about every week.
Gomenasai.
Right. So I guess we'll just talk about like general events. I don't think it'll be like the same as as one of our weekly review things where we talk about like this happened and did you like this? I sure did. Just probably talk about like stuff that like stuck out to us.
Yeah, I have a singular note that I wrote down for episode 1. I've got a bit more that I've for like episode 2, 3, 4, but I have one note for episode 1, and I simply wrote down Coomer bait.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I would say like, this Nagatoro-san, all these men who get no bitches and stack no paper, they're recommending the show to me. Where do I start? I want to get right into the action. It's like, oh yeah, well, I mean, you should probably start at the beginning, but season 2, the beginning of season 2 really just kind of like gets straight to the fucking point.
Look, if you're here, you know why you're here.
Yeah, it kind of the cold open really just encapsulates the ethos of "Don't fuck with me, Miss Nagatoro" in a brisk 5 minutes, where we get this shoujo manga where the class president, he's such a hard ass, and the secretary, she's getting walked all over. Oh man, it's crazy. But she caught him cheating on the test, and now the roles are reversed, and it's the plot of Nagatoro.
Honestly, would be a great plot for a rom-com.
We're watching it right now.
It's okay, but it's more about the role reversal in this case than just simply like the femdom, if you will.
What do you think?
Yes. What was that?
What do you think of we have new openings and endings?
I am not a fan of the new opening. I was a big fan of the previous opening, Easy Love. I do like that they're kind of making like a thing out of it, because the last one was called Easy Love and this one is Crazy Love. We got maybe some progression going on there, but I was a big fan of the last one. New opening isn't bad. I do like the new ED a lot better.
Oh, well, here's where we'll butt heads, because I think I completely disagree with you. I think the new opening is better than the old opening, but I don't like the new ending theme. And I think the reason for that is the original ending was kind of like your classic slower anime ending song, whereas this one is they just made another fast sounding anime like opening song again, but made it the ending. I will say I do like that Nagatoro's friends join in when singing, and
that is a very nice piece.
It's a very nice piece. Did you notice Yoshi's voice when she's singing? It's like a completely different voice.
I did not really catch on to that, no.
I might be hearing things, but I'm pretty sure that I mean, obviously that's not her actual voice when she's talking, but still, it was a strange.
I'll have to give it a bit of a closer listen, but we really do have exact opposite opinions on that, because I think that the new ending kind of matches the energy of the show a lot better than the previous one does. Because this isn't really like a cute, fluffy, like lovey-dovey rom-com. This is fast, funny, edgy, if you will.
It's a rom-com for the Zoomers.
Yes. I think the more like upbeat, happier, faster ending suits the show a lot better than the kind of like slower, more, I wouldn't say sadder, but just more like a toned down one that we had before.
I suppose, but there is also, you have to admit, there is a gooey center to to Nagatoro, the series, and I guess the character as well. But and I think it's nice to reflect that in the ending song. But I digress. I guess that wasn't really a digression. We were literally talking about the endings, but hey, we're rusty.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of more things that stood out to me about this episode. A lot of like foot and leg imagery going around.
Yes, this was the one for the foot guys.
They got one last season and they get one again this season.
They keep winning. I don't know.
He's licking her shoes. He's putting on her tights.
Well, all right. He's not licking. He does not lick her shoe.
I mean, it's imagined.
They
she goddamn wanted him to. Honestly,
it's pretty. It's nice to see how fast. And we know this because we read the manga. But it's interesting to see their relationship and how fast she folds now, as opposed to earlier on, maybe.
Yeah, it's very obvious at this point. It's like, oh god, no, god, fuck, no, senpai, no, stop, no, don't lick my shoe, senpai, no, that'd be so bad, haha. Unless, yeah, exactly. It's just like, I don't know, would brush him aside or freak out and then hit him.
Yeah.
Go Noodle Toro, if you will.
Ah, yes, exactly.
As the Reddit likes to say.
All right. So then the second episode. That was the zoo one.
It was, and that's that's an interesting episode because I have a note for that where I wrote rare Nagatoro outfit.
Oh yes, yes, because she has it's cute. It's nice to see them in It's nice to see characters in different outfits. I know I like that a lot when I was watching Urusei Yatsura. Where
yes, we see the characters so often, especially in school settings, where it's like they're in a high school specifically, not just specifically, but in so many series. Partially because it's so easy to draw them in the same outfits every day, just because that's part of the setting. So when we finally get to see them, like, go on a date or go somewhere else, and we see them in casual clothes, like, that's a nice little treat.
I agree.
But did you catch on? There is a joke or a pun that is like the central part of the beginning of this episode, which is like not included in the anime at all.
Is this the? Are you talking about the? What are you talking about?
So at the very beginning, she overhears the president and Senpai talking, Nagatoro that is, in the art club room. And the president's giving Senpai like the tickets to the zoo. And she overhears them. And what she is mixing up is that the president's saying like, oh, you can go to the zoo and you can draw animals. And in her, like, the images in her head in the anime, it shows like, oh, she's looking up sushi. She's thinking of sushi in her head when she hears like draw. But I went back and looked at the manga, and apparently the words for like sketch/draw is like very similar. It's a very similar word to ejaculation.
That's in the anime.
Okay, really? That was not part of the sub that I was watching then.
Yeah, it's she's just like, make sure that it. I remember reading it and thinking it was kind of clumsy, but it's still there. It's bad. They basically say like, make sure to bring someone else who can come too, or something like. It's some sort of cum joke. They roll back to it or they call back to it when she finally meets with Senpai at the zoo, and she's like thinking in her head. My subtitles had like COME like switched to CUM, or with a C asterisk M, I should say. Which and I said this in the Shambhala video, but like, did you really think that you were gonna fuck him at the zoo?
This is the same thing as what happened in episode 1. She was down.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
She still went on that date.
Yeah, she was down, which is strange. But whatever. It's an excuse for a cute date to get to draw the red pandas and stuff. The animals that never move.
Yeah.
I don't really expect shows like this to look immaculate or anything, so that's fine. But
I'd say the quality stayed pretty consistent between like this and season 1.
Yeah, I don't remember season 1 being like this
too overly
this
animated.
this standout classic or anything. I will say, take another shot, but I did really like how the Urusei Yatsura anime looked.
It is beautiful. I've only seen about the first 2 episodes. I think I need to catch back up.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But, one part of this episode I thought was kind of weird was like how old like the quote unquote like classmates that they run into look like.
Yeah.
When I first like saw those people, I'm like, these look like adults. How do they know him? And it's like, oh, this is that guy from the first season who was like just like a faceless, just like guy talking to Nagatoro. It's like he just like looks like a college student or an adult. He does not look like he's supposed to be a high schooler.
Yeah, I mean they say as much, but when they first showed up, I mean it's been so long since I read the manga, but it took me a while to remember who they are, and the fact that they don't have faces is kind of makes that even harder. I
Yeah.
forget when they start getting faces. I think it's like way later. So, we're gonna have to deal with that for a little bit.
Yeah,
But
it's only been recently in the manga where we start getting a bunch of characters with faces.
we had what was it, that girl in the judo class that shows up later on?
Yes, this is the first time where we meet Orihara.
Ah, you remembered her name. Good.
I looked it up.
Thank you. One of us had to do it. But
yeah, she kind of just shows up very nonchalantly, but it's nice to see her. Hopefully, she will.
Yeah.
She becomes a bigger part of the series. I don't know exactly where we'll end.
I think she's in the promotional material,
Yes.
like Nagatoro's sister is. So I think she'll show up at some point. I mean, it's a gag manga. They can only be so slow with it, right?
Mm-hmm. We are in. I was also looking up the manga chapters kind of as I was going through. So we're around like chapter 50 right now. It's kind of where it's jumping around.
Yeah. That's a pretty far jump because isn't the Culture Club is like chapter 30, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess, you can't like, well, you gotta do it all in order. No, we learned that last time. But
Yeah,
I do.
We'll be jumping all over the place.
Yeah, I do like at the end of the episode, we get some character growth because season 1 Senpai probably would have never stood up for himself the way he did at the end of this episode. So that's pretty good. It's pretty simple stuff, but.
Mm-hmm. But these series are all about baby steps.
Yeah. For better or for worse.
This did make me think of something where I found myself thinking about just like high school, my own experiences like earlier this week. And just like, I don't know, just like going back, thinking about old times, old experiences, looking through yearbooks. And I was just thinking about like, man, Senpai is going through all of this stuff. And he's thinking about like the words that the president says to him. It's like, what does good art come from? It's like you can really draw something well when you have like love for it. And he's just like, he's thinking about how Nagatoro drew him. And he's just like, no way, no way. She has any feelings about little old me. And I'm like, you know what? We might complain about like anime characters like being like dense and all this other stuff, but like, man, I get it. If you're an awkward guy in high school, I was, you don't catch on to those signals, and I kind of empathize with the guy for really like, ain't no way. Ain't no way.
I don't understand. What do you mean you were awkward in high school? You co-host a Nagatoro podcast on YouTube.
It's true. I was the Rizzler. I was.
Never say that again. Thank you.
Yeah.
Moving
on.
But if you want,
setting that aside,
that aside, if we're gonna talk about slang, last season we had sus, right? The sus gate. Did you?
Yes.
Did your subtitles have Nagatoro's friends when he's trapped in the locker talking about Chads?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That also caught my attention immediately.
It
fucking hit me with whiplash.
It was very funny.
It's funny that all these times, like last season when I think they said sus like 3 times in a row pretty much, like when they brought it up, and now this time they're like, oh yeah, that Chad guy, yeah, that guy's he's one of the good kinds of Chads. It's like, come on now.
Yeah,
this isn't like the 4chan A translation of a chapter. We can do better than this.
It's pretty funny. I'm not gonna get too thrown in a tizzy over it.
Yeah, it's more of a funny thing.
Yeah.
But I did also notice that these two like side character like friends of Sakura's, all of a sudden it's like they just got faces. They're just actual characters.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty rare thing because that I don't think they really ever return.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't think we ever see these two again. I honestly don't really care for their designs either, so I guess it's not a big deal. But
yeah.
The trapped in the locker one's pretty funny though. I don't.
I do not like that trope. It's such like a weird, awkward situation.
It,
That's like I
it,
can't imagine anyone actually getting into it.
ain't no one getting trapped in the fucking locker, all right. But I like it, if only because of the way it resolves, where Nagatoro finds him and doesn't rat him out, which I think is funny.
I do like her reaction afterwards. She was just like, "Senpai, this was actually creepy this time. Please do not do this again."
It's like, I found your phone. Oh man, what? I'm trying to remember. There was a certain part where Senpai's voice actor like really went into the different like ranges of his voice, and it was simultaneously really funny and also really impressive, because like he got like super deep and then like super high in his registers, and I was like I was really impressed. I was really impressed by the performance.
Was that like when he's probably freaking out when he's in front of her house, probably sometime in episode 4?
I think it was later or earlier than that. It might have been when he was trapped in the locker. I can't think of any other situation. Oh, you know what it was? I'm pretty sure it was when he was putting on her leggings. Cause he's trying to act cool. But obviously, you know, putting on a girl's leggings is kind of girls.
No, we're fucking losers, man.
It's just strange. It's
yeah.
You know, she's like, oh, put on my leggings for me, and he's like, okay. He
does Chad up for that, if you
yeah, he pulls a real Chad pie move from him.
Real Chad pie energy, if you will.
So true.
This one's for our Nagatoro. Shout outs.
Yeah, our biggest fans. Unironically, probably. No, we love you guys. God, we're fucking blitzing through these motherfuckers. It's all right.
Oh yeah. Only so much time. We do get, however, to one. I know one of your favorite characters.
That's right. That's right, Avance. That is so right. And there's a lot to say about Ane Toro, Nagatoro's sister.
What do you think? What do you think about her introduction?
You know, it's pretty 1-to-1 with the manga. Although I will say, I'm kind and I felt this way since she was revealed. I'm pretty lukewarm on how she looks in the anime. I don't think her design was translated to anime the best it could have been.
I kind of agree with you. I think there's much more of like a stark contrast between like her and Nagatoro's like jet black hair versus like Nagatoro's very tan with her black hair, but then like her sister in the anime or the manga, excuse me, is like very like she's very pale and she has like the black hair, and it stands out a lot.
My biggest issue
Nagatoro
is her eyes, because in the manga she has those like eyes that peer into the gates of hell, like the jet black ones with like the weird like lines going through going like past the irises or whatever. And I guess maybe you couldn't have done that to like 1-to-1 for like a color anime, but I don't know, there was definitely something lost there. She's got like a crazy eye look in the original that I don't think is quite there in the anime. Yeah. She looks a little more plain.
It did not really fully translate, I'd agree.
I thought her voice was good though.
Her voice was excellent. I think it worked really well.
And I liked at the beginning of episode 4 we got like a little bit of her going to the store, and then like see like her perspective of seeing Senpai go into her house, which I think that was anime original. I don't think that was in the manga.
I think you're right. I thought it was really funny how just like actually genuinely angry she looked. She's like,
yeah, she was like, what the fuck?
Walking into my house.
It's interesting to see to see what the Nagatoros do when no one is looking.
Yes. They're raw reactions.
They're when their personas are gone. But yeah, I mean, the episode itself was good because
it is one of my I'd say like it's up maybe like top 5 like moments in the series is when he goes to visit her house. It's just getting to like see her reaction to like, oh god, he's in my house, I'm in my pajamas, what's going on, to like her sister, like her sister Nagatoro busting in. Do we ever learn her name? Actually, that's not yet, but later on. I don't think we ever do.
We do. Let me. I just had it in front of me.
Well, setting that aside, but
Misaki.
I liked
her name's Misaki. Yeah.
I like to imagine it because she keeps busting in. I like to imagine that she's just standing outside the door the entire time, just listening in, probably.
Yeah.
And as soon as they start to like get awkward and like to be like, oh, this is getting kind of weird, she bursts in and forces progress upon them.
Someone has to.
Yeah, because like, oh, Nagatoro, what's your first name? And he's being all weird about it. And she just bursts in and screams it.
Yeah,
it's a pretty great moment.
I forgot this is where he learns her name, and it actually it comes together, I think, better in the manga because like the beginning of this chapter, this like chapter long arc, if you want to call it, is her. She's like, he's asking around for her. It's like, hey, have you seen Nagatoro or whatever? He's like, who's Nagatoro? And he's like, oh fuck, I actually don't know her name. Whereas that revelation of him like not knowing her name is in the episode before. Episode 3, at the end of episode 3. So I think it gives you maybe a little more time to forget it than you would if you were like binging the manga. Although I guess you could say that if you were reading it weekly, you would probably have forgotten that too. So maybe that's not as big of a complaint as I make it out to be. I don't know. I
thought that's kind of a weird thing too. Just like not know. I feel like it's kind of strange to not know someone's last name almost rather than like their first name. Oh, but I guess that's more of a Japanese thing.
Yeah, because they call, if you're not like really close, you call each other by their first names over there. And since she's not in his class at all, I guess it's not too unreal. I mean, it is kind of ridiculous that he doesn't know her name yet, but she's not in class with him. Her friends all call her by a nickname. It's he just never really had the opportunity to. But of course he knows now, I guess.
I got a really... It's kind of a weird thing. I have a really strong craving for orange-colored juice now.
Orange-colored
yeah, her sister bursts in and she's like, hey, guys, I brought juice.
God bless.
And I'm like, damn, I really want juice now. And that's it. I specifically wrote down, go buy some Sunny D later. I haven't had Sunny D in years.
There was
I just want some toxic, solid orange colored juice.
Man, Sunny D's crazy. They had some in the fridge at work over the summer. I think there were like 6 bottles of the stuff. Not like the fucking huge ones, but like, the personal sized ones. And I don't care what anyone says. Sunny D's fucking good. It's good, okay? Tastes great.
I can't remember the last time I drank it. My only recollection is just it. As soon as I put it in my mouth, I feel like it's rotting my teeth.
Yes, it's a very I think it goes down pretty smooth, but it's definitely one of those drinks you drink when you're a kid and you don't know what calories are yet.
True. What do you think of Sunny D? Sound off in the comments.
Yeah, let's sound off in the comments. Let us know what you think of Sunny D. I think it's pretty good. And Avenger will report back next week.
I will. I will let everyone know about my Sunny D experience.
Thank God. Thank fuck.
And that's kind of the end of the episode. We also, I feel like the best piece of animation we got, maybe other than like it wouldn't even really be animation. I just thought, like, man, they really put a lot of work into drawing her legs when he was putting on her tights. But the animation with her hands at, like, the very end of episode 4 was like, damn, they put a lot of work into that, I think.
That they had to put it somewhere, because it definitely wasn't in drawing the video game controllers.
Yes.
They looked like shit. And they also had wires. I don't know. Guys, you don't need to draw them with wires anymore. They don't really do that. They don't have wires built in. They're all wireless now. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny.
I just thought that was neat. Yeah, that's an interesting little detail. I did like looking at, like, the character select screen for the fighting game. Is that like a detail you thought of? What character would you pick from that? if you could pull it up.
Yeah, all right. Jamie, pull that up. Oh, all right. Okay, sure.
I'm a fan of the top left. Like, there's kind of like the fire guy.
The fire guy. I'll have to put this in.
Pretty cool.
I'll have to find this in the actual anime, not like the screen cap.
Yeah.
The fire guy seems all right. There's like a knight dude. I see like a Zangief dude in the top right. Looks like Max from Goof Troop is in the middle there, next to Ace from One Piece. The Executioner down at the bottom. I like the purple guy with the mask. The Vega guy. The Vega, like, I should say.
Yeah.
I'd probably pick him, unless he played
solid.
weird. Then I probably wouldn't.
I always like dissecting, just like, when there's like a fighting game or like a video game that really resembles something else in anime. It's like, what are they basing this off of? And I just, like, a thought that came into mind when they were playing is, like, the UI looks a lot like a Samurai Showdown, like old Samurai Showdown games. Although
my first thought was Marvel 2.
I also thought Senpai's character, just like
that's just
his
Kai.
like outfit colors. Yeah, it just looks like Kai Kiss.
Yeah, that is just Kai Kiss.
Yeah, something like, yeah.
I think we touched upon that in one of the other podcasts, where, like, a fucking course he's a fucking Kai main.
Yeah,
try hard.
Senpai probably just does. It's also just like he is like one of the main like face characters of that game, and Senpai just kind of does seem like a guy who would pick like Ryu in Street Fighter.
Yeah, have some fucking respect. Pick Ken at least.
God, yeah,
it's pretty good. I realized we completely forgot to talk about the running episode, or at least the
we kind of glanced. There's a word there.
Either would have worked,
3.
but I think it was better if you're going to say glazed over, you probably should have just said it and moved on and not drawn attention to it.
You know,
you're starting to sound like a senpai inviting Nagatoro to the zoo right now.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Yeah, we skipped over that. Let's go.
There you
Setting
go.
that aside.
Yeah, put that aside. It's a good one. I like the teamwork it shows in that one, which is we see a lot more already in season 2 than we did in season 1 of Senpai is basically just part of the friend group now, which I like. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's good that they're going to be a bit bigger part of this season now that they're all established.
Yeah, and they get plenty of screen time in the opening and ending too.
I've always liked their logic in this part where, to run faster.
Yes,
we're gonna carry you as 4 of us.
Genius, absolute fucking genius.
Yoshi's gonna run in front of us, which will give us a slipstream.
It's like Mario Kart.
Yes.
I wonder how well that would actually. I know that is sort of a thing, where if you run straight behind someone, you'll have less resistance. But
yes, there's real logic in that, in like race car driving and all that. I don't know if the logic is as sound in this case.
Well, because it would require Yoshi to just run really, really fast.
She would have to be running faster than the president anyway for
Yeah.
the slipstream to really even matter, I feel like.
You got to give props to the class president. You know, she's running in her bunny suit, but she did wear running shoes. She did not put on high heels.
Yes.
So, you know, God
very
bless.
Very important part.
Yeah, it's very important. You know, she's practical. And then they just get disqualified anyway. And I thought the line delivery used there was pretty good. So you're disqualified. Fair.
Yeah, a pretty good gag to end off the episode with.
Mm-hmm. And how? Well, there we go.
There we are. That's pretty much everything I got.
Yeah. Terribly sorry to all of our fan, but I assume, you know, we'll have more detailed discussion of the later episodes as they come to us. This one just kind of, this show just kind of caught us off guard starting out. I really thought there were only 2 episodes.
Yeah, we kind of let this one slip through.
So we're definitely gonna have to call this one Nagatoro every month and then go back to the every week format. That's okay.
I like that.
So
we will return to our regularly scheduled programming next week.
Think of it like this. It's like how Cartoon Network or something would show you like 5 fucking episodes of a show to start out, and then they drip feed you for the rest of the run. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, now we got you hooked.
Oh yeah, line and sinker. You won't be able to resist watching more Nagatoro every week after this one. And if you're hankering for some more and you're a new fan, you know, there's plenty more Nagatoro content on my channel that you can go back and watch the backlog of. We reviewed every episode of the first season, and we also did a special episode talking about the dub of the first episode, because that was all that was out at the time. And I think in that podcast we also snuck in some talk of Dress Up Darling and the infamous Rent a Girlfriend cuck chapter. So you don't want to miss that one. And of course, you know, we have Nagatoro every week, the Conqueror of Shambhala, which, I mean, it kind of explains itself, right?
Absolutely.
You'll know exactly what to expect from clicking on something called Nagatoro every week, the Conqueror of Shambhala. So I don't feel the need to explain that one, but it's there if you want to watch it.
I actually do plan on sneaking a little bit of other rom-com series in right now, because I kind of feel like this is a good chance to just talk about the series that surround Nagatoro, its peers, if you will, such as the dress-up darlings or whatnot of the world. Is there anything else that you're reading or watching right now of this genre of manga for people that get no bitches and stack no paper?
Actually, no, come to mention it, there is a manga I have been reading recently that it's pretty similar. It has a pretty pathetic protagonist who can't seem to find like a date or anything. They're really like dull. So any people that do like give them a chance, they're very quickly turned away. And it's basically about their trials and tribulations of trying to fit in to a high school setting. It's called Chainsaw Man Part 2. So I've been enjoying that one recently. I assume you've been reading that as well.
I am very much. I've caught up on it.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to talk about it too much because it feels kind of fucked up to spoil Chainsaw Man in a fucking Nagatoro podcast.
We will not do that. Go read Chainsaw Man, everyone. Great rom-com.
Yes.
If you like Nagatoro, you'll love Chainsaw Man.
If you want Chainsaw Man podcast content, you're gonna have to go to Joe Kakaka or something.
True. Check them out.
Yeah, our sister channel. They just don't know it yet.
Link in the description.
Yeah, I could do that.
Creating more work for Tectonic as we speak.
Oh wow, yeah, right. Putting a link in the description.
Now I need to think of things to reference and tell you to put in the show notes.
Yeah. All right. Jokes aside, putting that aside, have you been watching anything any like rom-coms besides Nagatoro? Did you watch that one with the office lady who is 3 feet tall?
Yes, that was a very cute show. That is my senpai is annoying.
They could have come up with a better title.
Anyone. Yeah, I think like the Japanese title for that might be a bit weird. So it's like we'll take what we can get when it comes to like the English localization.
Sure.
But I think that came out like a season or two ago, and it's a pretty cute series that follows like an office worker, adult woman who's yes, like you said, about 3 feet tall and is in love, or realizing she's in love with her about 8 foot tall coworker, and all the rom-com hijinks that ensues with that.
Yeah, the Japanese have pivoted to the office worker rom-com as opposed to exclusively doing high school stuff to capture a demographic. Unfortunately, I don't work in an office, so this doesn't appeal to me in the same way. The girl is cute though. And I guess Urusei Yatsura is kind of a rom-com, if you want to call it that. But I'm not going to talk about that on this show. You got to go to the Urusei Yatsura quarterly report if you want to know my opinions on that.
Oh, coming out tentatively? Question mark?
Oh, it's already out.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I uploaded it. I think before the new year.
Real tectonic improv fan right here.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I left you high and dry, so didn't even
go check out that content.
Yeah, but I haven't fucking been watching any other anime. We'll talk about.
Okay, I'll take this as my bi-yearly chance to shill and tell everyone, hey, if you like this series, go read. Oh god, now I need to look up the actual full title for it.
Oh, is this the one that still doesn't have an anime?
It still doesn't have an anime. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I've told you to read it multiple times.
Yeah.
My co-host Tectonic Improv. Yancha Gal no Anjo-san.
Yeah,
God damn it.
Anjo-san.
If you like Nagatoro, read this fucking series. Check it out. Give it some press. I don't know. Maybe it'll get an anime someday. Maybe it'll get an English translation someday officially.
I'm shocked.
Who knows?
I'm shocked it hasn't.
It is the last of the
last of the four titans.
Honestly,
of the
yes,
four kings of New Londo.
But like Nagatoro, Komi, like oh god, what's the other one?
Uzaki.
Yeah. Of like all these like rom-coms that have been going forever that all of a sudden just got anime. And isn't Uzaki getting like a season 2 now too?
I don't care.
Attention. I think I saw that. And yet this series is still just like, it's still going. There's progress. It's great, but there's like no actual like localization for it. So I'll show for that a bit.
Please do.
Check it out. Okay, that's all I got.
Yeah, that was pretty good. You know, it was a good cleaning house episode.
Yes.
So, thank you everyone for watching. And we'll be back next week. Pinky swear. I don't go back on my pinky swear promises, alright? Okay.
I'll make no such promises, but we'll be back next week.
Don't worry, I'll bring
with
them
the
all.
Nagatoro Every Week podcast.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Later, everyone.